Coming in, you guys, it's day number 115 of my 365-day Jimmy Ice Bath Challenge. I have been challenging myself all year long, you guys, to get into a frigid cold 32-degree Fahrenheit temperature ice bath. That one right there, getting my body in there for 5 minutes a day. This has been something I started on January the 1st. I committed to doing all year long. Today is 32.5 degrees Fahrenheit, by the way. And so I've been doing it. Here we are, 115 days in a row that I have been getting into this particular ice bath here. Those of you that have questions about it, it's called the Morozco Forge, and they are a great company. I've been talking with them, and of course they love what I'm doing with my challenge. I'm pimping their product, and they didn't even pay me for that. So anyway, so I've been getting in this every day, you guys, and I've been reporting back to you what I find happens to me. And so what I do on these ice bath videos is I get in there for 5 minutes at 32 degrees Fahrenheit. Then I get out and I take a walk around my neighborhood here and I answer your questions and interact with you. But while I'm in the ice, after I calm down, because it is still a freak out, even after all this time, I still kind of go, I'm in there. I talk to you and I answer your questions all about cold therapy. And so today I want to bring up this topic that actually Dave Asprey brought up on his Instagram page today. Several people sent it to me and they said, hey, can you address this? Because Dave said that the only thing you need to do if you're struggling with getting into like a cold shower, the only thing you need to do is to put your face into some icy water. And so I want to today on camera show you me putting my face directly into the icy water. And it is something I have seen other people do. I have not yet just directly put my face right into the water. Obviously I dunk at the end, as you guys know, but I've never on camera with you guys put my face directly in the water. I'm going to do that here today just to see what that's like. But apparently you've got a lot of sensors on your face that then turn on and activate something that Dave explained it well. Go watch his reel. If you don't follow Dave Asprey, go follow him. He definitely had a lot of information about this today in his reel. But Jimmy's gonna stick his face in the water. That's what I'm gonna do. So let's set you down, get my body in the water first, and then we'll worry about my face here in a second. That was crazy. Just as I was trying to set it down, my finger hit the off button on the side of my phone. So sorry about that. I am going to go off just a second to get it off of Wi-Fi. Hang tight. All right, we are back. Yes, dunking my face today, Linda. That is different. That is something I've not done yet. And I'm just going to stick my face like right into the ice. And as you can see, there's tons of ice right there. So I'll probably stick it right on top of a big cube of ice. All right, 5 minutes on the clock. I'm going to calm my heart rate down and all that stuff first, and then I'll put my face in the water. Here we go. never gotten into this intense of cold water, when you get in, you literally feel your heart beating out of your chest. I remember the first time I ever got into this Morosco Forge, very first time, at 32 degrees Fahrenheit. I thought I was going to have a heart attack because that was a weird sensation. My body was like, okay, this is colder than you've ever done before, Jay. And I could tell the difference, and my body was just like, whoa. But now here we are 115 days into doing this in a row. I don't get near that sensation anymore, but it still pushes the boundaries of my body becoming very self-aware that it's doing something very, very difficult. All right, today, you guys, speaking of difficult, I have been watching people get their face into a bowl of ice. And apparently this is a gateway for people to try to do cold therapy that I've seen several people talk about. But today, Dave Asprey did a reel on his page on Instagram where he talked about, look, if you want to get acclimated to cold and cold showers are too much, it's because you haven't turned on certain receptors in your body. And the way you turn it on is to just stick your face into a bowl of ice. Well, I'm in a whole bowl of ice here in my ice bath. So I thought, I haven't done this on camera. Let's put my face into the water. The problem is, how am I going to lean forward far enough? I wonder if I could just splash my face continuously. Would that work as well? I guess that would count. That is literally the same thing. How am I going to do this? I didn't think this through, as you can tell. So let me just start doing that. Woo! Ah! Yes, that is a sensation. It's a little different. Partly because some of the water got up my nose. And partly because I'm like, all right, that's an onslaught. Let's do a little more. Woo! Yeah! I'm actually starting to get that brain freeze feel. Ah! All right, I am going to dunk under, but not very long, because I've already basically done it by doing that. My conclusion is I've already adapted to this shit, so I don't need to stick my face in the water. I can see how that would be a gateway to doing your whole body getting cold, but all it did was just make my face cold. Is really all it did. It didn't really do much for me, but I've done this a little while, so it is something that if you're considering doing cold therapy and you're wondering what an ice bath sensation is like, I think putting your face into a bowl full of icy water is probably a nice start. So those of you that have been doing cold showers and you want to kind of step it up, but you're not quite ready to put your whole body into ice yet, put your face in the ice. I like that idea. I think it will serve you well. And your face has a lot of nerves and nerve endings on it. And so you'll feel the full brunt of what it feels like, at least on the facial level, of being in an ice bath. Because even that little bit of splashing that water on my face, even that was already getting pretty intense for me. And I do this every day in my whole body. So interesting concept. Definitely go watch Dave's reel, because he used some of the scientific language of what exactly it is that you're trying to turn on. And his premise is do that with the face for about 3 days in a row, and then you'll be able to get into a cold shower without it being the big shocker that it is. Now, I kind of disagree with him on that you need to do that in order to get used to the cold shower. I think the way you get used to the cold shower is you start as cool as you can, but not on the coldest. And then you work to breathe your way through it. He didn't say anything about the breath. He didn't say anything about starting at a warmer temperature. This is the same argument that people make about keto, for example. Should you go down to 20 grams of total carbs to start? Some people say yes. Some people say go all the way in. And then others say no, titrate down, because if you came from a standard American diet, and you're well over, the average is 300, but I know I was well over 1,000 grams of carbs a day. To go down to 20 is such a draconian cut that it's too much, but you can mitigate that by titrating down. And so you're going to have different people have different philosophies on that. So I'm of the philosophy with the ice baths of working your way down. Don't just put your body into that shocking water. Most people getting into what I just did, 32.5 degrees Fahrenheit, you would get in and you would totally freak out to the point that you probably would never do cold therapy ever again. That's not the goal. The goal is to get you to want to do it so you can reap the benefits. And the best way to want to do it is to let you do it in such a way that you're like, okay, that wasn't so bad. And then you do it again. And then you do it again. And you do it again. And it's that repetition. It's that repetition of doing it over and over and over again that gets you to the point where you can finally get in and stay in and keep doing it forever. That's kind of the goal. Or as long as you're getting benefits from it. All right, let's see who all's here today. Thank you guys so much. Hope you've had a wonderful Monday. It is a bright, beautiful, sunshiny day here today. I love these walks post ice bath, not just because of the testosterone boost, which I did a reel on earlier today, but also because that angle of the sun helps to set the circadian rhythm here in a few hours for me to go to sleep. And it's good sun exposure, and it's warming me up along with the walk, so nothing but good stuff. Maurice is here. Limitless is here. Linda, Misty, Wendy, Jen, Sharon, Jess, Holly, R. Leonard, Rita, Kathy, Wendy, Quantum Thinker. Sharon says, number 115, bam, bam. Yes, 115 days. I'm trying to do the math. 30. I'm still not quite a third of the way. I got another week or so before I'm a third of the way through this challenge. It feels like I've done this for a very long time, but I feel like in other ways I feel like I'm just getting started with it. So it is almost May though, so I guess the way to think of it is the end of April is Saturday, and that's officially 4 months into the year. So at that point, we'll call it a 1/3, even though the back half of the year has more days in it. So, Dr. Rosis is here, Gabby, Sheila, Mama Ors, Dawn Marie has the fire emojis. Thank you for that as always. Sheila says hi. Hi, Sheila. No rocking my crock today, Sheila. I'm gonna try to avoid that. But if I get one in there, I'll wait for your quip to show up in the comments. Marcus is here. Melissa, Jane. Gabby says hi. Hello, Gabby. BDNF guy. Linda says dunking your face. Now that's different. Yes, exactly. My friend Lindsay's on here for the very first time. Hello, Lindsay. Thanks for hanging out with the weirdo who puts his body into a cold water ice bath. It's kind of what I do at this point. And I love it, of course. Sherry's here. IMN creates CMBR. Marcus has lots of fire emojis. Thank you for that. Lindsay says, way to go. Thank you. Jess gives me fire emojis. You guys are on it giving me the fire emojis when I'm in there. I saw a bunch of them today. I'm like, oh, they got the memo. It actually helped because I was not very cold in there today, except when I splashed my face, and then that was a bit of a bitch, but Jane says, so brave. No, I wouldn't call what I do brave. Like, I appreciate that. That's a very sweet sentiment. What I do is possible for anyone. When you say somebody does something and it takes courage and it's brave, it makes it almost sound like nobody else can do it unless you have some mental fortitude that allows you to do it. It's kind of like the people with a weight loss journey, and they say, oh, you must have had great willpower. No, they didn't have great willpower. They put in the effort to get their body in a position where they could do that. And same with the ice baths. Nothing special about me, I promise you. I just have accustomed my body to this. And when you put in the work and you put in the effort, it gets rewarded and paid off with you being able to accomplish things like this. And I literally think any of you watching this live, watching on the replay, I think you're capable, if you want to, of getting acclimated to cold all the same. And I'm going to make the argument in my book I'm writing about this. I'm going to make the argument that you should. You should try it. Here's why. Here's how. And here's where we're going. And if you deem it something that's a part of your healthy lifestyle that you want to try, I'm going to be there to help you and give you all the everything you could ever want about it. But if, on the other hand, you kind of go, that looks crazy, I would never do that, I don't understand, and you read all the information and hear all the everything that I write about it and say about it, and you still reject it, don't care. You do what makes you happy. I'm still just amazed by how many people think I'm going to take offense because I'm not doing ice baths, Jimmy. That's just not going to happen. Okay, like I care. It's kind of like a waitress at a restaurant, and somebody says, I'm not going to order a Reuben sandwich. Do you think she gives two flying fucks about that? I don't think so. And so, same thing here. Oh, guy's got a flat tire. I was like, why is he off the side of the road? He's driving on a flat tire. Speaking of, rocking the crock. Rocking my crock. Hang tight. That gets painful. I don't care what you decide to do in your life if you choose not to do this. That's your choice. I'm tired of like people saying, well, you must do this. And no, you don't. You don't have to must do anything. You do what your brain tells you is the best thing for you to do. That's it. Don't make it hard. Don't make it hard. Otavio is here. Alice is here. Liz, Linterica, Nikki. Lindsay says, face in the bowl of ice for 3 days to acclimate. I'ma try it. Hey, it certainly doesn't hurt, Lindsay, that if you do that and then you're able to get into an ice bath and it not be nearly as shocking. I think that's a pretty simple little thing. And of course, don't keep your face continuously in the ice bath, the little ice bowl thing. Put it in there for like 5 to 10 seconds. Pull it out. Warm up for about 10, 20 seconds. Go back in 5 to 10 seconds. Pull it out. And just go back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. Maybe about 5 rounds of that. And then do that 3 days in a row. And then try the cold shower again. And that's what Dave was talking about doing. Linda says, because I was away for a week with no access to a tub or shower because of renovations, I did the vagus nerve every day, and even that helps. Yes. So if you could somehow get the vagus nerve, V-A-G-U-S, not the Las Vegas nerve, but the vagus, V-A-G-U-S, in the back part of your head, if you could just swarm your head with ice water. Even like take some like big ice cubes and just like run it all along the back side of your head, that little notch on the back there. You will notice a big difference. And it is amazing how something so simple, just cooling off your head, can provide this benefit. And think about it, when people get overheated, that's literally the first place they tell you to put cold water, ice, is around your neck and your head. Well, part of that's the vagus nerve. And part of that is you lose a lot of your heat out the top of your head, and so you're constantly emanating heat from there. So anything you can do to cool that down is helpful. Kelly is here. Sherry says, well done. Thank you, Sherry. Photo is here. Kira, Stonefit, Carnivore Runner. Wendy said, how do you get your breathing calmed down when you get in? I'm going to get in my spring-fed pond this weekend. Lots of practice, Wendy. And my first suggestion about how to do it is allow yourself to freak out for a moment. Okay, so you guys that watch me get in and I go all the way down, what's the first thing I do? I'm like freaking out. Even after doing that all this amount of time, you're still going to have that brief little freak out. But what I quickly do is I allow that freak out to let me suck in air. You know, when you're sucking in, when you're freaking out. And I blow it out, and then I try to switch it over to the nose. Usually when you're freaking out, you're just kind of going in and out through the mouth. The way you slow it down is you try to focus on nasal breathing. And so I slowly start nasal breathing, and I let the air come in through the nose, blow out through the mouth. This is also where, if you're able to handle it, doing Wim Hof breathing could be helpful as well. I don't like Wim Hof breathing because I get dizzy-headed, but other people find it's really nice. So it's where you're sucking in air really fast and breathing out really fast, really aggressively. It's like, kind of like that. And I'm just afraid if I do that in the Morosco Forge, I'm going to pass out. So I don't do well with that kind of breathing. So what I have found works for Jimmy is a steady state breathing. There's also box breathing that you can do. So trying to slow down the rate at which you're breathing is your first goal when you get in. Freak out, turn the attention to nasal breathing, and then try to slow that breathing down. And the cool thing is, when you start sucking in air through your nose and then you blow it out, at first it'll be shallow, but then that next breath in is a little deeper, and you blow out a little longer. And then that next one's a little deeper than that, and then a little longer to blow out. I practice this, you guys, when I'm not in the ice bath. I find when I go to bed, and this is a nice sleep hack for you as well, when I go to bed and I'm having a little bit of trouble kind of calming my brain and relaxing and getting to sleep, I will do this. I will breathe deeply in through my nose, out through my mouth, and slowly breathe in more, breathe out more, to the point that I'm like breathing in for about maybe 12 seconds, and then breathing out another like 12 to 15 seconds. When I get to that point, I know I have gotten some really nice oxygenation of my cells, and my body's ready to rest. And that's what I do. And it will apply when you get into the ice bath. I think because I've trained myself to breathe so well in the ice bath and outside the ice bath, that it's no big deal when I get back in the ice bath again about how to breathe, because I've just made it so much a part of my life. Bulletproof is here, says go Jimmy. Kinetic Bloom is here, Lizzie's here, Knopf is here, Linda's got the fire emojis with the heart emojis, thank you for that. Mark and Jojo. Jane says, I can't believe you do that. I wish I was able to do it. I can't get my mind there just yet. Jane, you can, my dear. As I have said many times on these ice bath videos, I didn't just jump into a 32-degree ice bath. I didn't. That wasn't the first place that I started. I started in warm showers right about 3 years ago. And it was all I could do to take warm showers. Obviously, I had the hot shower for my bathing time, and then to try to do cold therapy, I turned it down. And I was such the wuss. Oh my gosh, I was a crybaby about warm water. This is too much. I can't take it. It's too much. And slowly but surely, with consistency and sticking with it and learning how to breathe and all the things, I got myself so I can get into a 32-degree ice bath. And my next challenge, because I do 32 degrees for 5 minutes, my next challenge is maybe I up the time a little bit just to make it challenging. I think 5 minutes is probably enough for me right now. But what if I get to the point where 5 minutes, yeah, it's a challenge, but it's not a big challenge yet anymore? What do? I can't go any colder because 32 is about as cold as it gets before it's solid ice. And so I could push it to 6 or 7 minutes. I have done 10 in there. I did that about a month ago. And this summer, one of these days during the summer, I want to see if I can go 15 minutes. Now, obviously, I'm smart about these experiments that I do. I don't ever put myself at risk. If I feel like I need to get out, I would get out. So, and even now with the 5 minutes, if I ever felt like I was in some kind of danger in some way, I'm not, but if I ever felt that way, I would get out. So it's not about length of time or coolness of the water to get the benefits. You're getting the benefits at a warmer temperature. You're getting the benefits even with shorter time. But I do think when you've done this a while, you need things to challenge yourself, especially if you're doing this for the mental benefits, the resilience benefits. There's just something about wanting to go longer and colder that makes you feel all badass. Yep. But you'll get there, Jane. You just got to start somewhere. So rather than saying, well, I can't get my mind to go there yet, I can't do it, I wish I was able to, do what you can in the shower. So take your hot shower, and when you're done with that, just turn it down to the coldest that you can. Not necessarily cold, it could be warm water to start, but the coldest that is uncomfortable, but that you can still do, and breathe your way through. In through the nose, out through the mouth, and watch how your life changes. I'm convinced, guys, this is a missing key to so many people's mental health journey that they don't even know. Yep, I believe that. Nicole is here. Dita, Andrew, Sharon says, I never thought I could take a cold shower, and now it's the norm. See, Sharon? See, guys, Sharon is proving my point. This is not something that you feel like you can do until you start doing it. And then you realize, wow, not only can I do it, I now want to do it. Because, Sharon, I'm sure you're the first to attest that you've noticed the difference. And it makes a huge difference. I love it. Sabrina's wife is here. Being an F guy says you're doing amazing. What kind of diet on average? Oh, you know I'm eating a carnivore diet. Come on. I've been over 4 years eating carnivore, so carnivore. Kira says, I watched the Dave Asprey reel, and it made me wonder if trying just glabrous skin where there is no hair like palms and bottoms of feet would work instead of the face. Look, I feel like, yes, your palms, your feet, those are the things that when you're in a full-blown ice bath that have the most intensity of getting cold and numb and hurting. So it certainly can't hurt, I suppose, to just do those things. Although I do think you get benefits with the rest of your body as well. But this is basically like a gateway to trying to do more. I think that's a great place to start if you want to make a little ice bucket for your feet and have a little bowl for your hands. I would love to hear what your thoughts are about that, Kira, and how that works for you. I know Kira has a condition that makes it difficult to get into a full-blown ice bath. Was it Raynaud's? And so I would be very interested in hearing how that works for you. K Holmberg is here. Spicy G. BDNF guy says those are good places to transfer energy out. Yes, the hands and the feet. They sure are. C Knight is here. Living on the edge. Inch it lower every day. Yes. Incrementalism really does work to help you create a new habit. Beach Bag Mama is here. Interior Alchemist. Adnan's here. Marcus says, yes, glabrous. That's the new word. Yes. Melanie's here. Sheila says, I went for a jog this week for the first time in a few years. Well, that's awesome. Did you get a rock in your crock, Sheila? Sorry, I couldn't resist. That's our little inside joke. But I love it. I love it. So yeah, guys, those of you who came in late, day 115 of my 365-day Jimmy Ice Bath Challenge. I have been getting into a very frigid temperature ice bath of right at 32 degrees Fahrenheit every single day here throughout the year 2022. My goal is December 31st, you guys. And I do have some travel, and I still want to show you what it would be like to do ice bath while traveling. And obviously, if there's not a bathtub somewhere, I would have no choice but to do a cold shower as my cold therapy. Sheila says, no, but my Crocs came today, hot pink. I need some hot pink Crocs. I couldn't imagine the rumors in my neighborhood if I'm walking around wearing pink, hot pink Crocs. But yeah, so I've been getting into that every single day, you guys. And it's beautiful. I cannot imagine not getting into this ice bath. It has served me very, very well. And I have loved coming on camera, showing you guys, because I'm just a dude. I know I'm a semi-famous dude online, but I'm still just a dude at the end of the day. And I'm just trying to show people, if I can do it, literally anybody can do this. This is not something that's some big, great challenge. Oh, wow, nobody could do that, but you're... Yeah, screw that. I hope, if nothing else, you've learned, and I've instilled in you, that this is possible for anybody. I literally feel like, other than a very rare few people that just, for whatever reason, have a negative reaction to the cold, and you know who you are, anybody could do this, and anybody could benefit from this. And the notion that, well, it's just too hard. I'm sorry, that's not a good enough reason not to do it. It's a reason, I would call it an excuse, but it's not a reason to avoid it. And if you've been watching my videos and you're just like, I don't think I'll ever get to the point where I want to do that. That's cool. But I want to ask you a question. Why are you still watching the videos? Why is this intriguing to you? I would argue you're still watching because at some deep level, you know that you can do it. You know that it's something you could do and you would do if you could see into the future of how you get acclimated. So my charge to you, because you know I love you guys. I would never say anything that would put you in any kind of harm, but I love you guys, and I want you to experience the same benefits that I am, if not more. And so my modus operandi here is nothing more than, hey, give it a try. See how you do. Go get the benefits from this. And then watch what happens. You'll surprise yourself. Everybody that I have convinced to start doing cold therapy, every one of them was reticent about it at first, pushed back hard, said I would never do that. And every one of them has said, oh my gosh, where has this been my whole life? Oh my gosh, I had no idea it was going to impact me positively the way that it has. And I can't make you do this, nor would I. It's really none of my business what you choose to do, like we talked about earlier. But if you do choose to do it and you get past that mental barrier, that's all it is, guys. It's just a mental barrier telling you this is too hard, telling you this is too crazy. Very similar to fasting. Very similar to keto and carnivore. Think about all the reasons why you might have been hesitant about doing those at first. Oh, you're going to starve yourself not eating. Fasting is starving yourself, and it's just not healthy. Oh, keto and oh my gosh, carnivore, you only eat meat. Where are you going to get your fiber from? And you can't get all your nutrients without vegetables. And yet somehow you let your brain go there that it's okay. I'm saying with ice baths, think of it in the same way. You're not letting your brain think ahead of not just the here and now things that you're fearful about, but what could be good about it. And so I'm going to leave you with that. I'm going to stop preaching. But I do feel like people so quickly dismiss this, very much like they do low carb, ketogenic, carnivore diets and fasting. Kira said, so when I started fasting, they told me I'm starving myself. They will probably say I'm going to get hypothermia and die. Yes. So part of my Clarity series, Kira, has been, what do the experts say about whatever the subject matter is? So when I did cholesterol clarity, I talked about what experts, whoever the hell they are, say about cholesterol. And then same with keto. What do the experts say about it? So I got a whole section of my book, Cold Therapy Clarity, where we're going to talk about what the experts say. And yes, hypothermia and possible death is one of the things that the experts say about this. So, yes. Gosh, guys, I cannot wait. I am starting writing on that. This weekend is when I officially start writing on Cold Therapy Clarity, and it's going to blow your mind. I might pump it out in a month. I doubt it. I'm just kidding. But I have so much loaded for bear information that this book is pretty much going to write itself, and I'm excited to get it out there. Hopefully by the end of this year is when we're scheduling to get it out by. All right, guys, let me get off of here for now. As always, if you're watching on YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, or even here on Instagram on the replay, thanks so much for being here. Go follow me on Instagram at Livin' Low Carb Man, LIVIN LOWCARBMAN. And you can join me live at 5 p.m. Eastern Time every single day all throughout 2022, where we go live doing these ice bath videos. So you get to see me get in the ice bath, and then we walk around and we jibber jabber with you all about cold therapy. All right, guys, let me get out of here for now. Thank you so much for watching. I'll be back again tomorrow. Bye, guys.